Yo, all right. We might not be streaming on Twitter. I don't know what's going on. Dude, I mean, Donna good-o'd it. Apparently, StreamYard is telling me they might not be streaming on Twitter. But again, I don't know what I can do about that.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
It seems that we are streaming on Twitter. I see it. We're on Twitter. Okay. All right. If you're here from Twitter, man, scroll up and hit the follow button, dude. Dude or dudettes. Misses and misters. Ma'ams and not ma'ams. Make sure you hit the follow button. We're bringing you the games. Bringing you the key levels. Bringing you the trades. Every single day. Like my guys over here, Ray Shrummer, tell you. Hey, okay. Now, there's 60% of you people are here from Twitter. Scroll up, hit the follow button. If you're here from YouTube, thank you for showing up. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Boom, twist from the hip. Bam, throw it up. Boom, bang on the notification bell, baby. You know what time it is? It is the Wolfer Power Hour, baby. And you know what we're gonna do. I'm your host, Drew Wolfer, DW, D-Dubs, Dubs himself, right? Drewski, Drew Down, Drew Dog, whatever you want to call me. Douche with the braids, whatever, right? That's me, okay? Whatever you think I am, it's me. With that being said, a lot of people were running around looking like Ricky Bobby yesterday.
Mr. Bobby, come on down here.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
This is going downhill fast. I think it'd be a great time to go to commercial break myself.
It's a great time to go to commercial break, man. Help me, Tom Cruise. Everybody was freaking out. We knew what was happening. I mean, inverted cup and handle. It wasn't a big deal. We're in a downtrend. It is what it is. We had an inverted cup and handle. It hit the target almost exactly. The target was right there, right? It hit it almost exactly, 93.4. I was calling that level out yesterday, 93.4. I did not get to take profits there. Why, Drew? Ask him. Tell him, Kanye.
You ain't got the answers, man.
Well, apparently, I am Donna Goodo, or I am just dumb.
I'm legally blind. I can see, barely.
And I canceled my order, my take profit order. So we are still in this trade. Yeah. Yep. I accidentally took my take profit off of here whenever I was messing with my whatever these are, my partial take profits, and it took my full take profit level off of here because I started entering partial take profit. In any case, I'm an idiot. It sucks. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I did not get to take profits at those levels, but you know, whatever. I told everybody I was considering. Now we have a falling wedge that has broken down, right? And we just got the confirmation, or rising wedge that we just got the confirmation candle. So actually, this is a really good time to do some confirmation candles 101, baby. So let's get this bear flag off of here. That's not a bear flag. My bad. That is a whatever it's called. Okay. So this is what is called a rising wedge pattern. Okay. As you can see, it's setting higher highs and higher lows. It is squeezing into a small range, and there has to be a decision made. And you're running into the 200, the 100, the 200 is the green line, the 100 is the red line. This is what happened. It kept squeezing. Then it broke down. So this is what is called a breakdown candle, right? And this is going to be confirmation candles 101. Okay. This is, Jesus, why is that doing that? This is the breakdown candle, the red candle, right? Boom. Easy to see. Very easy, right? Closed outside of the channel, okay? What is going on? Now, you had 3 green candles that came after that. So we still did not confirm this breakdown. And had we gone back up in here, right, then likelihood would have been favoring upside, a break to the above, a break above this trend, or this line right here, right? This, call it resistance line. But Not only that, but you would have also reset, and then you would have had to get another breakdown candle, right? Now, none of those candles, as you can see, closed back inside of the range, right? That upward sloping wedge. Brain fart. Dude needs some espresso, man. So then, as long as none of these closed above it, we still have a breakdown, but we don't have a confirmed breakdown yet, right? But now we do. Why? Because this candle closed below the close of this candle right here. So now this is a confirmed breakdown, and it's going to be favoring downside. Is that to say that you can't reverse right back up here, get a retest of it, and go down? No, absolutely not. That could absolutely 100% happen. I'm not saying it's going to, because you did get your retest right here, but that retest did not come after the confirmed breakdown of this rising wedge. And if you are a rules-based trader like I am, that's the rules. I just gave you the rules, man. Free sauce. Free sauce, baby. So now we have the confirm of the breakdown. We need to see what happens here at the 50. If you lose the 50, then, you know, likely scenario is you come down here to about $50,000, right? That's your first level of support. Or $50,000. Dude is absolutely insane. If you listen to this guy, God help you if you're listening to this dude. I know he has a master's degree in basket weaving from the most prestigious online accredited basket weaving university, basketweaving.com. And he graduated summa cum laude with a 3.93 GPA, as evidenced by going to his LinkedIn and checking that out, right? With a master's degree in basket weaving. He was the president of the bowling league, right? He was the volunteer secretary of the badminton club. He definitely went 3 times All-American in knitting or crocheting. But if you listen to this guy, I mean, God help you. He said 50,000, you know? Clearly, dude's an idiot. So anyways, 95,000 is your first level of support, right? So this would be your first level of support right around here, right? Then where do you have? Well, right here, man, 94K. That's going to be your second level of support, is right in this range. And my bias is that if you start coming down here, you're going to be setting new lower lows over here on this trend channel. Okay, so now that we do have the confirmation of this, do I take profits here? I mean, I absolutely could, or I could take a half position profit. But if anybody knew what I was talking about yesterday, I straight up told everybody that if we curled back up and we came back up here, I would be taking another position here, right? And doubling my position. I had 0.25 Bitcoin yesterday. Now I have what? 0.8 Bitcoin, I believe, today. So I've tripled my position. Yeah, 0.8 Bitcoin in my short. So I doubled my position right there. And then guess what I did? I doubled, not doubled, but I added another like 0.3 Bitcoin up here at about 96.4 and 96.6. Okay, so now we're in a nice little short to see if we can ride that back down there, right? And now we've broken back down outside of this cup and handle again. We didn't hit the full take profit on it, but this is probably within spitting distance of it. I would say this cup and handle's already played out. Now, the one thing that I want to bring to people's attention from the bullish case scenario, because I try to not be biased in the market, and I want people to understand that this is potentially happening. I'm not saying it's guaranteed happening, right? But I'm saying that this is potentially happening, okay? Why can I not find it? Jeez. Okay, let's do the magnet tool on this. You would want to see this come somewhere down here to about the $95,000 range and then break up. And then you would be having an inverted head and shoulders, right? And so if we measure that, if we take that measured move, right? That could get us out of our range and back up to the $100,000 mark, potentially. Okay, I'm not saying that's going to happen. And honestly, it'd probably get us more to like 99K to about 75 to 80% of the measured move right here. So watch out for this $95,000 level. This is going to be a serious key level, right? Now, the one thing I want to make sure that people understand is although we do have an inverted head and shoulders here, it is inside of a much larger downtrending pattern, right? So look how long this downtrend is comparatively, the range on this, right? Comparatively to this inverted head and shoulders, okay? So just take that into account, and then also take into account, let's do inverted head and shoulders, 1 hour IHS. Okay. So also take into account that you have that same cup and handle that was over here is about the same size as that head and shoulders, right? Now, did that cup and handle play out? Yes, but it broke back into it, right? And then got rejected from the 200 moving average. So you've got two really like differing patterns here that are about the same size in terms of range, both happening inside of a downtrending market pattern that we're seeing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, my bias is I might take profits down here at 95, or at least take the majority of the position off at 95, or at least 50% of the position off at 95 potentially, just to be safe. Because if we do get a bounce from there, then what you would want to see on this head and shoulders is this, right? You would want to see, boom, you get a curl, a bounce, and then you come up here, you reject off of this, or right here at the point of control, right? You come down, boom, you bounce here, you reject here, you back test this, it holds up, or at the very least, the 200 holds up, right? And then boom, it blasts off, and that's where you would be thinking about entering. Can you front run this? I don't know yet. We got to get into a little bit further analysis before I can tell you to front run this and start longing at $95,000. So let's get into that analysis, and I'll tell you, because you do not front run charting patterns, because the people that do, they get wrecked. Okay. But there are certain parameters that can be met where you can front run a charting pattern based upon certain things. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. And we're going to see if any of that is lining up right now. And then I will tell you, does it make sense to front run this? I don't know yet. Because why? First off, let's take this off. Let's take this off, right? Market structure wise, we are still absolutely 100% in a micro downtrend. Okay. And what do I mean by that? I mean, from all the way dating back to the all-time high. Okay. You've got your low, right? Call this your low. I'm going to take my magnet tool off so that I can draw like legibly. Okay. So you've got your low, then you've got your high, right? You've got your low, swing low, which is a lower low. Then you've got your lower high. You've got a lower swing low, right? You now have a lower swing high. This has not come back up and tested this high yet. So in my opinion, this is still trending downwards. And if you take out the 91,178 level, you now have what would be a lower low, right? If this low holds up, now you have a higher low, and you could start targeting a higher high, which would be up here at about the 102 range, right? 102.5, I believe. Yeah, 102.8, something like that. We'll see what happens, but you're also getting rejected. You have, right? You have gotten rejected from the 200 and the 100. Came down, bounced off of the 50. Again, you came down, bounced off of the 50 here, right? This is your second time bouncing off of the 50. If you get rejected here again, most likely the 50 is going to break down, right? Or this could break down and you could be going upwards. All right. So that's my bias right now as it sits. Okay. So maybe we take profits. Maybe we don't. I don't know yet. I mean, we'll see, you know. I mean, this would be a nice little, yeah, I mean, it's tough to call right now. I mean, I'm just going to take this off of the table for now, and then we will revisit it once we see what happens, right? See if it flashed closed. Yeah, it did. It flashed closed. Okay. See what it happened. What? It gave me a fill of 9. Dude, that fill was way off. What? And look at it now. That's crazy, dude. BitGet literally just took me out of $400 worth of profits. That's wild. You guys saw that live too. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So anyways, here's my opinion, right? This is a period of indecision where it's like you take your profits off of the table, right? If you've got profitable trades, you take them off of the table and then you see what happens here, right? Because these supports have now been banged up on. Boom, boom, boom. And if you retest this again, you've banged up on this enough times that this could break to the upside. In my opinion, it could, right? Now, will it? We don't know yet. Would I be okay with entering shorts here at about $97,300? Absolutely. Because that's the top end of the trend channel. So if you saw what happened last time that we hit the bottom end of the trend channel, right? Right here. We came up, we kind of, you know, tried to set highs, right? We came back down, boom. We didn't quite get to the bottom end of the trend channel, boom, came back up, and then boom, what happened? We went almost to the bottom end of the trend channel. So could you be coming right back up here to retest that? I think you could. But if you don't come down here to about the $95,000 range again, that inverted head and shoulders is going to look inherently different, right? It's going to look very wonky, in my opinion. It's going to be like, nah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't really be that wonky. That could be it. You know, you could be longing this, but let's see. Let's see if we should be longing. Okay. So now I want to look at my oscillator. Okay. And nothing. There's nothing on the oscillators. You're at the 50 line on RSI. You did break down right here, right? That's fine. Okay. I should have only taken half of that off of the table because they gave me a horrible fill on this. Then you are just breaking past the 50 line. So, I mean, yeah, you can come down here to the 95K range. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't see anything per se to write home about. There's no bearish or bullish divergence here, right? Is there a bullish divergence here potentially? No. I'm not seeing anything on the hourly chart that's overly like bullish from here other than that you're bouncing from the 50 moving average right here. This is a wait and see scenario in my opinion. If you've got altcoins that you want me to do any TA on, drop them in the comments section right now. We did have the FOMC meeting. I don't know what my take is on the meeting minutes because they literally just came out, right? Didn't they just come out? Let's see. Basically indecision. They're just backing up their stance that they're not going to raise rates right now. That's essentially what the meeting minutes are saying. So yeah, I mean, this could be pumpage. This could be prime time for pumpage. If you regain this 200 moving average right here, I mean, this head and shoulders could absolutely play out. Inverse head and shoulders. I mean, this could be a seriously nice long position. But again, I would like to see a tag of this 95 level before a pump, right? I would like to see this 95 level get hit. Let's see, where did we open on the daily? I bet you we opened at the 95 level. 95.6. Yeah, we just tagged that literally just a minute ago. The low on this is $95,000. Okay. I mean, I get it. I see it. This is kind of like a bottoming tail right here too, right? This is a bottoming tail, which usually signifies upside, and it's indecision dojis right here, right? These are two indecision dojis. And then this green one, if it comes in like a full body green candle, like up here, if you close around like 96.5 or so, then that would be, in my opinion, reading the candlesticks, that would be favoring upside, because this is going to be your decision candle after your indecision candles. If this closes as a bigger blocked candle, right? It needs to be a bigger blocked candle. You don't want to see like a doji like what it is right now. You want to see it move up probably here, right to about right there. The higher it closes, closer to the top of that, whatever, is probably going to be the better, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, you do have a daily red dot here that's printed, but in my opinion, on the daily chart, it kind of looks like very bottomy right here, right? It looks like kind of bottomy, and you got your, you got your flush out there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to take my $1,300 profitable trade on that. I got $700 profit on that, but no one's ever going to be mad about making money, right? And I probably need to look at my other platform and see if I can close that trade out, because I know I'm in a trade on that other, on my prop fund. And let's see if we can close that out. Probably won't make much money off of it. No, we're actually going to lose $50 on it if we close it here. That's fine. Lose $60. No one cares about $60. Whenever your average wins, that's like a break even on that trade. Just to be safe here, right? So sometimes there is not a trade. I will tell you that. Like, sometimes you're in no man's land where it's like you don't want to take any trades, or if you're in a profitable trade, you go ahead and close it out and you take the money and run, and then you let the market decide, where's it going to go? Is it coming here to the point of control in the top end of this trend channel? Is it coming down here again? Like, I mean, I'm super salty that I didn't get my trade yesterday here, because what I would have done is, that's basically what I did, was I went in there, and when we came down here to 93.3, I came in, I was like, okay, I made $1,300. Now it's probably time to flip long, right? And then I noticed, like, we're already here, right, at about $94,000. And I was like, okay, it's probably time to start looking at the charts, flipping long. Well, then I noticed I'm still in my trade, and I'm like, damn, man, that sucks. So I didn't flip long, even though I probably could have whipped my schlong out on a Wednesday. What was it, yesterday? Tuesday? I could have whipped my schlong out on a Tuesday, but honestly, I was more worried about managing my short position that I should have taken profits on, that I accidentally canceled my order on. I was like, damn, dude. So yeah, just make sure that, like, watch your positions, man. And then, especially when you're getting ready to like go to sleep or something, like, watch your positions, set your stop losses, take out any orders that you don't want to hit overnight, that maybe was just a day trade order, a swing trade, a scalp trade, or a scalp trade order, things of that sort. Just like, make sure you're watching your stuff. Luckily it worked out for me. I mean, I could have gotten stopped out at break even or lost money on that if the market decided to keep pumping. I got lucky on that and was able to average in up here and then take, $700 profit down here, but it's not always going to work out like, unfortunately. So that worked out for me very well. Let's see what Cardano is doing. That Cardano, baby. I think we have a chart on this. Yeah, we do. Okay, so that cup and handle obviously did not play out to the upside. What's this, the daily chart? Let's go to the hourly or the 4 hour. Where did we pull this fib from? Probably the high to the low. Yeah, swing high to the swing low. So it broke out of the downward trend channel. This was actually a really good longing opportunity. You had two good longing opportunities. So if you pay attention to the things that I teach, right, I would have told you, this is probably what I told you, if you break out of here and then you retest this channel, that's where you enter your long, right? And then you have to trail your stop loss down this, right? That's the only bad thing about these trend channels. So you had a long entry here, right? That would have played out extremely well for you. You have a long entry here that gave you 2 chances to get in, probably within the past day. Yeah, Wednesday. That was yesterday and today. You had a chance to get in on Cardano. Now it's hitting some serious resistance here at the 50 moving average. So I would be favoring a retest down here, and I would be more inclined to enter a long position based upon what Bitcoin is doing. Right? If Bitcoin dumps out, it's probably going to bring this down here. If Bitcoin goes to 95,000, probably going to bring this down here. And then this would be a good entry level position where you place your stop loss right around here. And then you either aim for this 0.382 for a 4x risk to reward, or you aim for the nearest dynamic resistance, which will be these moving averages right here. Either the 200, which is up here, the 100, which is right here, or the 50, which is right here, right? So just, yeah, I mean, you really got to see what Bitcoin's doing. You know, you really got to see what Bitcoin's doing in order to understand what's going to happen with these altcoins, right? So if Bitcoin keeps going down, you know, you kind of understand where I'm going with it, right? It's going to drag the altcoins with it. Then we can look at SUI as well. In my opinion, Cardano, it has downside here. I think it's meeting some serious resistance here, and it's got 1, 2, 3 more resistances to get through, and it just lost the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving average and bounced off of this trend channel. So my bias would be downside here. If you come up here and you test the 200 or even right here, that's where you could start considering a long position, but you have to get through all of these, right? And then you have to come back test it, hold, and then you're bouncing and targeting the 0.5 first and foremost, and secondarily targeting the 0.618, right? But my bias is that you're probably going to come here, okay? And then maybe catch a bounce if Bitcoin starts pumping at that point. So let's look at SUI. I know we have a chart on this as well. Pretty sure it's on Coinbase too. Yeah. So if you, you never got your entry on this short position, unfortunately, unless you literally entered there, but it never actually came back and back tested it. So you wouldn't have gotten your entry. But if you did enter here, right, when we were talking about it, you made some pretty decent money on this trade. That's some really good money. But let's look at what SUI's doing in any case and see what we can extrapolate from the charts. I mean, I don't really want to pull this trend-based fib. I would say let's hide this and then let's pull a different fib from this swing high to this swing low. Yeah, I mean, you're bouncing from the 0.236 right now. You lost it twice, though, which is not awesome. You lost it once, twice, 3 times. You're bouncing from here. You've lost the 200 and the 100 moving average. I mean, this is a good long position right here. If you can bounce from this 50 moving average, I would be targeting the 0.382. And then if you get to the 0.382 and you get through these moving averages, right? Again, watching Bitcoin and understanding if Bitcoin is pumping, then the likelihood of this going up is much more. If Bitcoin is capitulating or moving downwards, the likelihood of this pumping is exponentially smaller, right? So understanding that and understanding that the 50 moving average is right here and it's about to intersect this, if you get Bitcoin to flush down to $95,000 and this hits here right at the time that Bitcoin hits 95 and then Bitcoin starts to bounce, this is long city for you, right? If it doesn't, then this is going to be short city, because if you lose this 50 again and you bearishly backtest this, guess where you're going? You're going down to about $2.40 at the very least, right? Most likely. That's my bias. But again, all eyes on Bitcoin, man. All eyes on Bitcoin. We will see how that shakes out. I might enter a short position if we can get up on Bitcoin a little bit higher. Let me know what else you guys want me to look at in the comments section, and I'll absolutely try and check into it. As you can see, we don't really want to lose this 50, right? So in my opinion, this is where you would short, right at about 96.5 to about 96.268. And then, I mean, I would not necessarily be longing here because of the way that the market structure is. I think this is where you take profits, honestly. And if it continues downwards, great, whatever. If you lose this and then you come back and bearishly backtest the 50, that's where you would enter a short here to then go back down here and test these range lows, which is going to be at about $92,800, I believe. $93,000 almost exactly. So, yeah, I mean, this is a period of indecision. There's not a lot happening on the charts right now. It didn't react super substantially to the FOMC meeting minutes. It did right here, but this was a bearish engulfing candle that basically said, okay, directionally, we should be downward, right? But then when you come down here and you bounce off of this 50 and you range back up, I mean, I would say if you're entering a short here, 96K and about 96.6, I'll put my positions in there. I'm good with that. But I don't want to have 0.8 Bitcoin on it now. That's why I flash closed that position. I mean, even right here at about, 95.8, I would consider, 95.8-ish, 96-ish. I would say maybe 0.2 Bitcoin here, 0.2 Bitcoin on a market order. And then, boom, open your short. We can do that. That's fine. Then what I would do is I would go to limit orders and I would say, okay, I want to be at 96.2 or call it 96.189.1, right? And then I would put another 0.2 Bitcoin on that. Okay. And then for the other one, I would be putting like maybe 96.589. No, it would be like about 96.458 or so. 96.458, because you got to remember futures, like they are going to be under it. So as you can see, Bitcoin's at 95.930. And the futures are usually going to be trailing that by at least a little bit. So I would say, okay, 96.450, something like that. $96,459, 0.2 Bitcoin. And then we have taken profits. We are de-risking. And then also what you would like to see is that if you get up here to about 97.1, there would be another shorting opportunity right there at the point of control at about, let's call it 97,250. And that would be a really good position. 97,250. Let's see. Call it 97,213. 0.2 Bitcoin. Boom. And then I would be placing my stop loss outside of that, above the previous prior swing high, which is probably right here. Ah, damn, that's hella far out, actually. I wouldn't place it that far out. I would place it outside of these swing highs right here at about 97.8-ish. See what that would do. Because this is where your thesis becomes nullified, right? Once you get above this level right here, which is about 97.7. So let's see what that would do for our 7. Yeah, okay. $372 is where we would be on loss. And then if we came down here to the value area low, I would say it's about 93,000 almost exactly. So call it 93. 128. You'd have $544. Yeah, I mean that's not a bad risk to reward. You're looking at about almost 2 to 1. It's like 1.75 to 1. Now, if you get your other orders up here, that is where you start getting paid, right? What's this? 97,713. I mean, you could set this even a little bit less tight, right? You could move it like right here, 97,981 or so. I doubt you would get stopped out up here, 97,960. Let's see what that does to our loss. $400. Okay, I'm good with that. Obviously, I would be wanting to manage this position as well. Once we start getting above here is where I'm going to really start thinking about not being in the trade, right? And I would probably think about trailing my stop loss down here to about 96.8-ish. Actually, that might be the place to put it because that's where your prior swing high is, right? And that's above the 200 moving average. So call it 96.8-ish. I'm actually going to do this super, super conservative. That's way more conservative. 96,960. I like that trade a lot better. I like that trade a lot better. Huge risk to reward, almost a 3x risk to reward on that. If you break that, you're breaking the downtrend, right? The lower highs, right? Because you have your lower highs right here. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, obviously, lower low, lower high, and then higher low. If this catches here, that is a higher low, right? And that's where your inverted head and shoulders could be playing out. And this is where you would be wanting to flip long. So yeah, I wouldn't even be doing that. I would say keep my stop loss right around here, 96.8-ish. And if you don't believe that this low or this high is lower, let's do it. Show you. Where's the magnet tool? Where's my Donna Goodo?
Barely.
It's barely lower. What is going on? All right. Oh my gosh. Come on. Give me my thingy. As you can see, it is barely lower, right? Just by like about $50, right? So again, once you start breaking above that, you're breaking market structure to the upside, especially if you bounce from here and you've got a higher low, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be super conservative with this trade and guard it. Yeah, probably not going to do too much with this because I do think that there is a pump potential here with this inverted head and shoulders. So, I mean, you could schlong it here. You could schlong it as well, which actually I might do. This is almost your ideal schlong entry, right? It's almost the most ideal schlong entry that you're ever going to get. Do I do that? Let's extrapolate. I mean, you do have higher volume coming in now, like as you can see here. Massive volume here at the lows, right? And then boom, you've got upward trending volume. There was a massive amount of short interest coming in here as well. Let me see if I can pull that up. What is that indicator? I forgot what it is. Let me see. I think I have it on my phone. Where's it at? Yeah, right here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of net longs here. Why does this look like this? This is a terrible indicator. Don't use this thing. Take this off of my charts. I bet you that there's net longs here. Is my guess, because what you did was you liquidated everybody over here that was bringing in all their shorts here. So right through here, give me this magnet tool off. Right through here was where you got all your shorts coming in. And then guess what happened? You came up and you wrecked all of them, right? Almost all of them, right? With this move right here. Okay. So let's see if we're getting our secondary fill. Oh, spitting distance, dude. Hawk to a distance, man. 189, 96, 189. What was the high? 96, 161. It was within like $10, 20. No, it was within what? $30 of our, yeah, that sucks. That's dumb. $20 would have gotten us our secondary fill, and we would probably be getting some money, honey. So let's see what everybody else got in the comments section. Make that money. Don't want to be blind out here like Donna Goodo, man. Like Don.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
I mean, this could be like, to be honest with you, man. I mean, this is one of those times that it could be the turnaround for the pumpage, which is why I'm setting my stop losses so freaking tight here, man, because I don't want to be on the wrong side of this trade. Now, would I like to believe that if we go down, we're coming down to here? Absolutely, right? But am I willing to bet a substantial amount of money on this move right this second? No, I'm not. And the reason is because of this inverted head and shoulders now, and the fact that we have a nice little bottom here and front ran the value area low and the bottom end of this trend channel, right? When last time we did not do that. We smacked into it hard, wicked through it, wicked through it, right? Like, you could be seeing something like this happen where you front run it, right? Let's take this off of here. So look at this. You front ran it, you pump back up, you regain the point of control, and then guess what? Boom, you come back up, and then it takes you a long time to come back down even close to it, right? Or you could see the front run here, right? The nice little pump up, and then boom, that's when you slam into it. So if that's what we see here, right? Boom, and we slam into it. Great, I'll take the money, right? Because I've got a small short position open, and then I will not cancel my order, and then I'll just probably flip long, right? Down here. Obviously, I had a lot of different take profit orders on there. But the way that the market is looking right now, it's looking like it doesn't really want you to know what it's going to do. And it's a very, very high likelihood that there's a period of indecision here before a massive move, either upwards or downwards. And what I mean by massive, I mean like this head and shoulders move, right? That takes us almost to 100K from 96 or all the way down here to 92K. So net 4K move in one direction or another is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like coming down here to $95,000. It's not a big move. Talking like a decent sized move one way or the other. So my bias would be leaning a little bit more towards bearish, right? The move down because of these rejections right here. But you cannot not see this inverted head and shoulders potentially forming, okay? Like, you have to take account and take notice of that. And if you look at Market Cipher, right, it does have money flow in the green, right? Now, did you get a nice little peak and then a fall off here? Yes, and that would be favoring downside. But you're getting conflicting signals here, right? You've got the RSI up close to overbought territory. You've got the peaks on the momentum going down. You've got a red dot that printed, but you have money flow that had just printed into the green. Now, if that curls down here and goes back into the red, yep, absolutely, we're going down. And then you have VWAP curling down. You know, see what I'm saying? Like, it's very, very conflicting signals at this point. You have this happening, right? At the same time that you're not setting any higher highs, right? So there's no bearish divergence there either, right? it's all indecision right now. Like, you got to be ready for whatever, man. You got to like sometimes there's not a trade to take, you know, unless you're already in one. And I was, and it was profitable. So I'm willing to take that off of the table for the $700 profit. I'm good with that because I'm going to protect my account rather than risk it, right? Instead of risking it for the biscuit. Now, say I get stopped out on this trade, I'm probably going to give back maybe $300-400 worth of those gains. Absolutely. And actually, I need to cancel one of my orders, okay? Which is right here. Boom. So would I give back maybe $300-400 on this if I get stopped out here? Yeah, absolutely. But what happens if you get stopped out here? Well, if it comes up here, rejects, back tests, then that's where you enter long, right? And then you make back all the money that you lost, plus more, plus the, you know, profit that we just took on this order, right? Or not this order, but this one right here, right? And even before that, we know that we took a little bit of a loss on our virtual trade yesterday, and then we got stopped out on one of our previous trades, right? But, you know, before that, we made $440. Before that, we made $546. So, I mean, sometimes you're going to take losses, but as long as your wins are either bigger or at the very least in line with your losses, then you're net positive is my point, right? And I mean, look at this loss, like $68. Okay, who cares, right? Who cares about a $68 loss, right? So that's kind of my point. Right now, it's like, here's where Bitcoin could be going, right? Here's where Bitcoin could be going. Let's see. Zoom out. Boom. I would say right here. Almost $99,000 exactly, right? That's where Bitcoin could be going if the long position plays out. And guess what that would do? Set a higher high than that previous high. It would break this trend channel, and you would now be above the point of control. And then you would be starting to think about, okay, I take profits here. It retraces back here to these swing lows, or to, at least to these previous swing highs. Boom, you get a pump. You come up here to the value area high. Now, in the bearish scenario, say this inverted head and shoulders does not play out. Where are you coming? Well, you're first and foremost going to be coming right here, right? Secondarily, you're going to be coming right about here to the $93,000 range. And even further than that, if you're still in a downtrend and you come down here, you're going to take out the $91,190 range right here. $91,178. Okay. Actually, that's behind my head. $91,178. That's your bearish case scenario. So as it sits right now, I'm still favoring downside until we see what happens with this head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders. Okay. I want to see what happens with these levels, because if this 50 moving average holds here, it could be upside, right? But if you come back up here and you reject off of the 100 or the 200 or both, right, on one candle, and you get a wick through it, right? You get a wick through both of them, kind of similar to what happened here, right? Say you get a candle like this, where you wick through the 100, wick through the 200, hit the top end of the channel or this resistance, boom, that would be favoring downside. Now, at what point does this head and shoulders get nullified? Probably about right here at about the $94,500 range. That's where it would get nullified, in my opinion. Let me see, actually. Let's give you some real deal Holyfield levels. I mean, probably 94.2. If you hit 94.2, it's really not looking like a head and shoulders anymore. But if this holds true the way that it is, boom, it could blast off to about $99,000 in my opinion. And that's where I would look to enter a short. Boom, write it back down here to the point of control at about 97.3. Bam, blast off to the value area high. So yeah, until we see what happens at this range and during these levels, I'm gonna my profits, and I'm gonna keep my money and call it a day. And I'm gonna take a small position, right? Take a very small position right here, as you can see. 0.2 Bitcoin on a 10x leverage short. And if it plays out, it plays out. If it doesn't, then, you know, it is what it is. But then we'll take another small position at 96,189, right? And another small position at 96,459. Okay. And then our stop loss is at $97,000. So you've got another $200 in downside, less than that, $1.80, and then another $100 in downside. So you've got max $500 loss on this trade. Let's see. Yeah, max 500. Okay, I'm good with that. And then you flip it long, right? If that happens. So there's your playbook. That's kind of your game plan right now. You break above this level, boom, you back test, you blast off, right? You're targeting 99,000. You break down from this level, you hit 94.2, 94.4. You're probably targeting more in the $92,500 range. You get rejected from this 100 and this 200 moving average, it's favoring downside, right? If you can get above them, it's favoring upside, and it's probably going to take out the neckline of this, back test it, and blast. So wait and see. Wait and see, because, you know, we can't predict what's going to happen in the future. We can just play the probabilities and understand what's happening on the chart, what it's telling us, and then make those decisions at the time whenever it makes the most sense to make those decisions. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to give you like I know we've only got a couple minutes left, but I just want to give people like just some free knowledge from somebody that's done this for a long time. And I've taken losses, I've made gains, I've learned, I've messed up, I've blown accounts, I've taken accounts from $3,000 to $40,000. I've taken accounts from $4,000 or $3,000 to $22,000, like this one right here. I've taken in a stock options account from $300 to $6,900, but I've also taken an account from $10,000 to zero. I've taken an account from $5,000 to zero, and so like I've run the gamut. Okay. And one thing I can tell you is that if the market is showing, if you cannot convince yourself one side or the other, or if you've convinced yourself of a trade on one side and then you can like refute your trade to the other side and say like, hey, yeah, but this could happen, right? Similar to how I had a 0.8 short position open earlier. And then I was like, oh, we've got an inverted head and shoulders. We've set a higher high potential or a higher low potentially here. We're getting a rejection and we're bouncing from the 50 moving average multiple times here. We're breaking down support on the 100 and the 200 here, right? And if we pump up another like $700, we're taking out the prior swing high. That's me saying like, hey, your short might not be good here, bud. When you can do that and you can uphold the other end of the argument that is arguing against the trade that you're making, sometimes it's best to either take that position fully off of the table, or in my case, take it 75% off of the table, right? Enter a non-directional trade. So whip out the schlong, right? Either you're short and you're long at the same time, or just wait and understand, here's my inflection points. If we hit here, this is what happens. If we hit here, this is what happens. If we continue to capitulate here, I wait, right? Because cash is always a position. And rather than risking your portfolio on a move that might only be 50-50, I would rather take a 75% setup that's A plus, 80% probability of playing out, right? Which, in my opinion, would be this right here, right? Coming down to 94.2. The 50 continues to curl over here. You back test it, and then you fall. That would be like an 85% move, right? Because you've got your RSI super overheated, you've got your red dot, and if your money flow crosses into the red, while VWAP is still down here, you probably got an 80% probability that this will go down to your take profit level. Then your secondary A plus setup is going to be this. Bouncing from here, taking out these two, right? Getting above right up here to the point of control, and then bouncing past it, right? That's your secondary A plus setup for a long. And your best case scenario for that is that your RSI crosses this signal line to the upside and starts taking out this high, right? Because you do not want to set a new high and then the RSI be lower, because guess what that is? A bearish divergence. That's not what you want to see. What you want to see for an A plus setup is it takes out this previous high, right? So that's just kind of like a little tidbit of just stuff that I've learned and just like what's going through my thought process. If you're wondering why like dude, why did you close out your entire trade and then, or close out basically 75% of your trade? Because I should not have closed out 100% of my trade. I should have closed out 75%. But then, you know, I hit the flash close button, whatever, put 25% of the trade back on, right? Why did you do that? This is why. Okay. So you've kind of gotten inside of my head, and I kind of walked you through my thought process, to be honest with you, as to why I'm doing this, the way that I'm doing this, and how I'm consistently profitable. How do I have, you know, $4,500 or $5,000 in profits on my prop fund account in 3 weeks, right? Because I took a loss on my prop fund account too yesterday, because I entered this short on gold, right? And it pumped past. It was a very high probability, low risk trade, right? But it pumped past our stop loss and stopped us out right here. It only moved. We lost what, 0.3% on that? Yeah, 0.3%. Okay, cool. No big deal. But we were targeting a 1% move on that. So it's a 3.5x risk to reward ratio on that. So I was ready to take that all day, but it didn't hit, right? And so I actually took a loss on that trade, right? And so that's perfectly fine. You take losses. My win rate actually is about 80% trading gold. So that was part of that 20%. And you have to understand that you are going to lose. So my point is that by minimizing those losses, you can stay consistently profitable. I've taken $3,200 and turned it into what? Almost $22,000 now in 7 weeks using these exact methods, because I understand the risk to reward ratios and the proper position sizing and portfolio allocation and how to properly mitigate risk so that I don't take myself out, because I've already taken myself out years ago, right? I've done that. I don't want to do that. I have a family to provide for. This is literally the whole game. This is the whole game right here, is this risk management piece right here, understanding the directional bias and then understanding where does your trade get nullified. Okay, right there, stop out, right? Flip long, boom. As soon as you get your confirmations, where does your trade not get nullified? Right here. Okay, where does this trade, this inverted head and shoulders, get nullified? Right here, 94.2, 94.4, right? And then you get a back test of the 50, boom, you blast down. So that's my point. By mitigating the risk, you'll also be able to sleep better at night, and you won't have to sit here and be like looking at the charts all day, because you're like, hey man, at the most I'm risking $200 on this. At the most I'm risking $500 on this. I just made $700. Okay, cool. Right? No big deal. So yeah, I mean, just words of wisdom. In 2 minutes, it's either going to show us up or down. I mean, we'll find out. I'll stay on the stream. Tim Schwally, 100%, man. I mean, this is years and years and years and years. I've been looking at charts and tradings, dabbling, not full professional, full-time trading since 2014, right? So we've got 10 years in this of looking at charts. Now, when did I really start taking charting and trading seriously? Within the past 5 years. But anybody that is worth their salt in trading learned that over at least a half a decade, if not a full decade's worth of data, right? And if you don't have that data to back it up, then it means nothing. There's a reason why medicines go through clinical trials that take years, right? Because they need all that data to back it up. There's a reason why you can't become a doctor by going to school for 2 years at a community college, because they need 10 years worth of data to understand if you understand how to fix people, right? So same thing here, right? And if you are parched, quench your thirst with some refreshing Aquapana water, some natural artisan spring water brought to you by the Medici family, protected for centuries from the bosom of Italia herself. This is the lifeblood of the region, Tuscany in Italy, baby. And it doesn't get better than Aquapana. Thank you for the Renaissance, Medici family. And thank you for Aquapana. Let's see if we got our secondary fill here. I don't think we did. Come on, man. Just give me my fill. We're like $60 away. This is crazy. 96, 160. Pump it up. Pump it up to here. Just let me get it right here and then just dump that bad boy down to 95 and let daddy take some profits home, baby. 96, 164. Give it to me. 20 more bucks. 20 more bucks. 4 more bucks. It needed $4 more. Give me my fills, man. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. 96, 185, 60. 96, 189, 1 is what we needed. $4.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Like, damn, man, just give me the bill, dude. Come on, man. I need to short the Bitcoin, man. We need to short us some Bitcoin, brother.
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans. Thirsty, man. Damn.
We need us some spicy fills, Daniel. Give me them spicy fills. Spicy ones. Market is doing us dirty. I know it is, bro. It's refresh. Let's see if it happens. Hit it with the hard refresh. Call the devs, man. Hey, devs. Give me my fill. Get the hard refresh on them. Did I get it? If we would have gotten it, it would have dinged at me. It would have done like a cha-ching thingy. Yeah. Yep. Still, it came within $3.50 of our fill. That is absolutely diabolical. Diabolical. I mean, these moving averages are about to get super tight, man. And you know what happens when moving averages get super tight?
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't been doing the education.
I do have the answers, actually. Come on, man. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, Bitcoin. Pump it a little bit further. A little bit further. We need like, dude, just pump Bitcoin by $100. Just so that we guarantee get our stuff. Okay? Just pump it by $100. Blow through it, please. $9. $5. $5. Come on. $5. Stop. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so friggin' frustrating, man. We're gonna move this down $5 and see what happens. It's gotta give it to me, right? I mean, it's gotta give it to me. We are within $3.50, man. It's like, come on, man. It's like BitGet is Donna Goodo.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
I cannot see Drew's order. I'm legally blind, man. Come on, man. Give me the dang order. $189. 96, 189.1. Just give me the order. I'm just going to move it down $5. Who cares? Is it going to give it to me now? Are you going to give it to me now? $25. $25. $25. BitGet is laggy, dude. BitGet is super laggy. Okay, let's just go to, where's it at? 96, 189. We're just going to move this thing down. This is crazy. $10. If I can't get my fill over $10, over $3.50, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed. I'm be incredibly disappointed and frustrated. Now it's going to make us wait another 45 minutes. Yeah, no doubt. Clearly. So, well, with that being said, I don't want to just sit here and scream at the chart and tell it to give me my fill. We know what we're doing here. Choose to do whatever you want to do. I gave you the levels. I gave you the, what makes this happen, what makes this nullified, what are we trading, why are we doing it? I gave you just some random knowledge that I've amassed over the past 10 years. Hopefully that is helpful to you. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Anybody that's here on Twitter, scroll up, hit the follow button. Anybody that's here on YouTube, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button, and then boom, baby, boom, bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant section. They did. They pumped it through for $100. All I had to do was move my order down $10 and they finally pumped it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And with that being said, we have a 4.4 Bitcoin short in now. And we're getting wrecked. Oh, it's gone to zero. Ah! So with that being said, I will see you all in the next video tomorrow. We'll see how all this stuff plays out. Man, just keep an eye on these levels. I gave them to you. If you don't remember them, rewind the track. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.